Hey there, good morning everybody. It is Coach Eric and welcome into this week's 5 Fantastic Minutes. Hope you're off to a great start already this week, maybe coming off an awesome weekend as well. I've got a message today, and so often we like to take our messages and kind of pull them out of our own lives, our real world experiences, as consumers that are shopping, searching, partnering with different businesses all along the way. And we like to pull from those experiences because they relate so much into what you're trying to provide and create within your business environment as well, right? Because the patients who are feeling you out and comparing you with other practices, it's part of the same type of consumer journey. And the example I have for you today is I've got a series of rental properties here in our community, and I thought this year I'm going to hire out a lawn fertilizing company to help give it a little extra boost. The yards are getting a little ratty, getting a little overrun with weeds. And I thought, you know what, let's just get on a fertilizer program and see if that might help out. So I've had a series of bids provided. I've had salespeople go around, do their measurements, provide me an estimate, call me or just email me or whatever it is. And so I've got that to compare against. And so again, like your business, it might be considered as a commodity type of comparison where I'm looking at the price, maybe a little bit more than I'm actually looking at the service of what I'm standing to gain from this. And largely, I didn't really make any decision. I'm kind of like, all right, good to have this information. Now I'm going to kind of put it on the table and just wait and see what I want to do when the season comes around. So largely similar to an orthodontic practice, where maybe they're evaluating the idea of treatment for themselves or their children, but then they kind of put it on the shelf and they forget about it momentarily. They're in your pending patient program. And in that process, out of the several bids that I got, only one of the people, one salesperson, if you'd like to call it that, followed up with me. And he didn't just follow up with me once. It was multiple times on a very consistent rhythm. Right now, he was at the higher end of the price spectrum. And so, I don't really know what's the difference between his service or someone else in terms of the quality of the lawn care application. All I know is this guy was persistent in a good way. He didn't nag me, he didn't push me, but he kept in touch with me. He kept informing me, sharing with me, maybe a promotion they were running, just asking questions that how he might be able to help address my needs. But he was good at the pending customer process specific to our fertilizer. And I wonder if you're doing the same thing, all right? I know that that's one of the least favorite things in an orthodontic practice, treatment coordinator or otherwise, is following up with patients who haven't yet said yes. And we don't always have a very strong process in place, a repetition, multiple formats of communication from texting to email to phone calls, whatever those systems are, but being personal as well. So rather than just automation, I was hearing from Dustin routinely, personally, whether it was a text message he was sending me, whether it was a phone call. And I probably was kind of at the lengths of his pending process. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'd go on forever, right? But this was now 3-4 months since I'd had him on site to do these bids. And he called me up, checking in with me, and he said, we're running a spring promotion where I'd get the 5th application for free. So I'd get 4 applications, the 5th application were free. He was prepared with what that would look like on my investment, and it brought the price down to a place where it still was a little bit more expensive. But I looked at it, I'm like, you know what, Dustin? I admire that you've stuck with me while I was really getting no urgency to make a decision. Right, well, now here I am 3 months away from the season where I'll need it. And so his timing really hit me in the right way. And that's the message, is you need to stay consistent as well. Maybe you do leverage many months after the initial exam, a little bit of a promotion. Maybe you do touch them at just the right moment where they were starting to think that it was the right time to get off their rear and get in there and get started with orthodontics, or for me, getting my grass treated, right? But a great example from Dustin of staying persistent and having a process that he worked along the way with his pending routine, and I complimented him for it. He did a great job, and I hope you'll do the same as well. Right? And I hope you'll like this video, share it out with someone, turn them our direction. We'd always love to chat with a new possibility of getting someone to join the NPG family. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.